Let us have a conversation about the Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards credit card. How do you seriously apply for this card and get approved, even if you have a FICO score that goes as low as 550? Don't go anywhere. You're going to love to this conversation, I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Story Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you had to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to explain to you how to seriously apply for the Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards credit card and get approved for this card, even if you have a FICO score that goes as low as 550. The first thing is you need to understand what the card is about. Very important. With generous rewards, especially on travel purchases, the Navy Federal Visa Signature Flagship Rewards credit card can be a great option for Navy Fed members who are interested in traveling, okay? And one thing I want to say here is that the card has an annual fee that is $49, but again, when you think about the rewards and you compare those rewards to the annual fee, this is a good deal, okay? $49. This credit card has a credit limit of potential credit limit of $100,000. That's the maximum, $100,000. Now, I know we have heard this from some viewers that Navy Fed never goes above $25,000 in credit limits. That is not true. This is definitely not true. So with this card, you can go all the way to $100,000, depending on the strength of your balance sheet and the relationship you have with the credit union, okay? The APR here oscillates from 10% to 18%. There are no balance transfer fees, no foreign transaction fees, no cash advance fees. And so the rewards are 3x points on travel, 2x points on everything else, and you can receive statement credits up to $100 for a global entry or TSA pre-check, okay? You earn 30,000 bonus points, a $300 value when you spend 3,000 within 90 days of opening an account. This is really good, okay? In terms of the credit score recommended, it goes from 670 to 850. But if you have a strong relationship with Navy Fed and you have a great balance sheet, in other words, you have many accounts with them with some money in the account, they will work with you if you have a FICO score that goes as low as a 550. And one thing I want to say, what are the pros and cons of this card? You have high rewards rate, flexible redemption options, we love that, and fees are relatively light when you compare them with other credit cards. And what are the cons? Travel benefits are relatively limited, and the card is not available to anyone. In other words, you need to be a member of Navy Fed. But honestly, we have done our research and nearly every American can qualify for a membership. So it's not a problem, okay? So this is a great card. We love the fact that you have flexible redemption options, cashback, statement credits, gift cards, travel, event tickets, and merchandise. So this is really, really good. And if you just forget about the $49 annual fee, you have this card is great in terms of the fees. The second thing is you need to think about eligibility, okay? So remember, the recommended credit score 670 to 850, but you gotta have you can be approved for this card if you have a FICO score of 550 minimum, okay? So in terms of eligibility, make sure that you have at least 1 or 2 or 3 accounts with the Navy Fed. And we're speaking here about asset accounts, okay? When we talk about MPR, we speak about multi-product relationship. We are speaking about deposit accounts in which the money is yours. I'm not talking about just accounts in general, because you might have liability accounts with the Navy Fed, and the more liability accounts you have, the least they will be inclined to lend to you. So this is important. You got to have an FCU membership. So that's the second criterion. You got to be at least 21 years old or 18 with either a parent's permission or a verifiable source of income. Remember that children can also be members of an FCU. They have a process in place for minors, okay? You got to have a social security number, okay? But if you also have an ITIN, and an ITIN stands for individual tax identification number, but you have an account with Navy Fed, you can still qualify. you got to have a source of income. Okay, so when we talk about source of income, you need to have the income must be verifiable. In other words, you have to be able to provide evidence such as W-2s, your pay stubs, your 1099s, okay, or at the end of the year, if you filed tax returns, you have to be able to show your 1040. So Navy Fed wants to see the source of your income. It wants to see the regularity of your income. So how often are you paid? And whether you are a full-time employee, a part-time, a cyclical or seasonal employee. So they just want to have as much info about you as possible. And in some cases, they might ask you to provide your last 3 bank statements. So if you don't bank with Navy Fed, if you have accounts with other institutions, Navy Fed might ask you that. Now, one thing we have seen is that for some people who are asking for a higher limit, let's say 50 grand or 75 grand or even 100,000 grand, they will ask you to provide financial statements. So they want to see your balance sheet. They want to see your income statements. And in some cases, they want to see your statement of cash flows. Okay, either way, for you to have the $100,000, you must be in a certain category in terms of credit score, but also in terms of balance sheet. So your liquidity must be strong. You must be making some good cash. You need to know extra criteria. So if you want to qualify for this card, you need to know the extra criteria. First thing is that Navy Fed wants to have, ideally, if you want to qualify for this Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards Credit Card, you want to have a DTI of 40% or less. Okay, 40%. So when we talk about DTI, we are speaking about debt to income ratio. So this is a ratio that is very important because it talks about not only liquidity, but also your financial responsibility. Okay, so basically you take, this tells a lender, and in this case, Navy Fed, the portion of your income that you allocate to debt servicing. And we are speaking here about gross income. So debt to income ratio, the income here is gross income, pre-tax income. So for example, if you are making $10,000 and you spend $3,000 on debt servicing, repaying all kinds of loans, your DTI will be 30%. 3,000 divided by 10,000 multiplied by 100. Okay, and you also need to have a CUR of 35% maximum. Credit utilization ratio. I'm giving you here the standard criteria. This could be different. This is basically something that you need to. Those are the guidelines. Okay. Obviously, the guidelines could be applied to your case, and these are applied on a case-by-case basis. So CUR 35% maximum. Credit utilization ratio. So credit utilization ratio talks about the portion of credit you use on all your available revolving lines of credit. So this includes credit cards and personal lines of credit. And you also have to wait for 6 months since you received the last increase on this card. So let's say you have either you don't have the card. Okay, let's say you have another Navy Fed card and you want to apply for the Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards Credit Card. You gotta wait 6 months if you have already received an increase on a previous credit card. And this applies across all credit cards issued by Navy Fed. Okay, you also need to, one thing you need to understand is that Navy Fed wants to have a maximum exposure to any member of $100,000. That's the maximum NFCU exposure on revolving lines of credit, credit cards and lines of credit, excluding HELOC, home equity line of credit. So if they already have given you money on other financial products, they don't want to exceed $100,000 when it comes to their exposure on a single member. And the thing here is that you need to think about what is the audience of this credit card. You got to know the audience here, folks. Okay, who is the audience of this credit card? So this card is best for individuals who seek to maximize points or mile earnings across spending categories. So if you are in that category, if you think about the rewards as a strategist, if you want to optimize your points or miles, this card could be for you. Okay, and if you are a frequent you love food, okay, you do a lot of dining, this card could be for you as well, because if you do a lot of dining regularly while I mean, not dining at home but dining out, okay, if you do this regularly while traveling or in home city, this card could be for you. And if we are, let's say, if you are a head of household, this is a great card for you as well, because if you're primarily responsible for household, grocery, and other major purchases, you can use the card to rack up points or rewards. This is really good. And if you are a driver or commuter and you incur gasoline or other commuting expenses each month, this is a great card for you. So the bottom line here is that if you have a good to excellent credit, you will love this card, because you will get a higher limit. You'll be able to enjoy more perks and more rewards, okay? And one thing I also want to say here is that you want to think about whether or not your household right now is a big spender. What are the categories you spend more money on? Is it dining? Is it grocery shopping? Is it travel and entertainment? Those are things you need to think about, okay? And this card could be especially beneficial for people who travel at least a few times per year and can take advantage of the higher rewards rate on travel purchases and global entry or TSA pre-check, okay? And if you are not a big spender, please, this card, the card's annual fee can make it less appealing. Now you might be thinking it's only $49, but yeah, but why pay the $49? There are a lot of cards out there that don't charge you that much. Okay, so the bottom line is that you need to know exactly where you fit, and this is a big decision, Tim. Let me ask you a question. Do you travel regularly? Do you dine out regularly when traveling or in home city? Okay, are you a big spender when it comes to groceries? Those are questions you need to think about, because those will help you decide whether or not the card is for you or not. Okay, whether or not the card is for you. One thing I also want to say here is that it's all about being financially responsible, though, because a lot of people that we have that we know, they usually have this card and another Navy Fed credit card. So they have two cards, and they can just switch between the cards depending on their needs. Let's talk about the rewards for folks. If you want to apply for this card and be approved with a FICO score of 550 minimum, you better have an idea of the rewards, okay? And so you have a one-time offer. You can earn 30,000 bonus points, a $300 value, when you spend 3,000 within 90 days of opening accounts. And if you're looking for a card with a better bonus, you might want to consider the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which offers 60,000 points after you spend 4,000 in the first 3 months, okay? That's worth $750 in travel when you book through Chase. So you can see the comparison here. So what are the rewards earnings details? So as a card holder, you will earn 3 points per dollar on travel and 2 points per dollar on everything else. There are not many credit cards that offer a 2% base rewards rate, and the travel cards that do typically charge higher annual fees, okay? So this is really important. And one thing I want to say is that many cards with a tiered reward system like this just provide 1% back as a base rewards rate. So this means that if you can make this card your primary payment method, you are good to go, because you don't have to worry about losing value in rewards, okay? You can also earn up to 15 points per dollar on top of the card's rewards rate if you shop online through Navy Federal's member deals platform. So this is a great platform. And what about the rewards redemption details? Well, this card provides a constellation of redemption options, including cashback, statement credits, gift cards, travel, event tickets, merchandise, annual fee credits, okay? Cashback, you can request a cash deposit into a Navy Fed savings account, though not a checking account. Statement credits, this option called a pay with points, essentially provides a statement credit on your card's account. You have gift cards. You can use points to purchase gift cards or a Navy Fed Visa Awards card. And travel, you can book flights, hotels, cruises, rental cars, vacation packages, tours, and attractions. Event tickets, you can redeem your points for concerts and other events. Merchandise, you can use your points to buy items through Navy Federal's catalog, okay? And you can use the 4,900 points to apply the cost of your annual fee every year after the first year. So if you use your points to get cashback, statement credits, airline tickets, or an annual fee credits, they will be worth 1 cent a piece. However, Redemption value can vary with other options, okay? Also, please note that if you want to have a cashback or a statement credit, you'll need to redeem at least 5,000 points, which will give you $50. So this is really good. You have to think about it. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sorted Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about the $100,000 Navy Federal Visa Signature Flagship Rewards credit card, and we're talking about how to qualify for this card, even if you have a FICO score that goes as low as 550. Okay, and you need to understand the benefits that come with this credit card. The card has a lot of great benefits, and again, the goal is, if you're trying to apply for this card, you basically would need to maintain a relationship with Navy Fed, a stronger one. You need to work on your credit score. This is very important. But most importantly, you need to show financial responsibility with Navy Fed, a Navy Federal card that you currently have, if you have one, or if you have other credit cards, you need to show financial responsibility. What I'm trying to say is, even if you have a FICO score of 550, but in the last 6 months, in the last 12 months, you have shown a pattern of good behavior, financially speaking, they will approve you. Okay, let's talk about the benefits. So you have global entry or TSA pre-check application fee credit. This is good because these programs allow you to get expedited security screening when returning to the United States and in domestic airports, respectively. While membership is not guaranteed, the card will cover up to $100 in application fees. You have cell phone protection, so if you use your card to pay your monthly phone bill, you will get up to $250 in coverage twice per year if your phone is damaged or stolen. So this is really good. You have lost luggage reimbursement, so if your luggage is lost or stolen, you'll get up to $3,000 in coverage to replace your belongings. Okay, and there are other standard benefits you need to be aware of. You have rental car insurance. This is secondary coverage. You have travel accident insurance and travel and emergency assistance. Okay, and what about the cardholder experience overall? So when you think about this card, you think about great customer service. I mean, Navy Fed in general, across the board, is known for excellent customer service. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. And we love the fact that as a member of the credit union, you will have access to customer service 24/7. And this is really good. You'll also get access to your FICO credit score, which can be beneficial for credit monitoring. Okay, and many other card issuers offer FICO score access, but not all of them. And the card is great also in terms of security features. And so when you think about the $49 annual fee, this is the only charge you have to think about, because there's no balance transfer fee, there's no foreign transaction fee. And one thing you also need to pay attention to is the late and return payment fees. Okay, this could go as high as $20 on the card. Okay, so overall, we think this is a great card. Let me give you a few pro tips. So if you want to actually get the card, number one, you need to maintain a strong relationship with Navy Fed. Yes, I know people have always said, well, you know, this is a show about credit. This is a video about credit. While we're talking about banking, it is important. This is quintessential. You need to have not just one account with Navy Fed. You need to have 2 accounts, 3 accounts. Diversify the number of accounts you have with them. Okay, and trying to park as much cash in the accounts as possible. All right. Now, obviously, the $100,000 limit is for folks who have excellent credit. Okay, this is the ideal limit. So if you have poor credit, you're not going to get $100,000. This is not going to happen. But you might get 25 grand or 20 grand if you are good, if you have a strong liquidity on your side in terms of having cash on your balance sheet. Okay, and make sure that you also you have to wait at least 6 months before you contact Navy Fed and ask for an increase or ask for a new card if you already have another card. This is important. And keep your documents in order. It's very important. You want to maintain your documents somewhere. They could be on the cloud. You can have physically in the house, in a closet, or on a USB card. It doesn't matter. But the thing is, you got to be very organized here. Maintain good credit. It's important. Maintain financial responsibility. You want to demonstrate sufficient cash flow. Okay, very important. It's all about cash flows. You might be thinking, well, I'm not saying here that your credit score doesn't matter. Your credit score does matter, but what matters more is your cash flows, your ka-ching, 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 your inflows and outflows. Are you maintaining strong? Are you maintaining enough disposable income? This is important, okay? And one thing I want to say here is that you need to determine whether you qualify for a high limit personal credit card. So the Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards Card is a high limit credit card, but you need to determine how much in limit do you need and why do you need that much. You have to be able to explain that, okay? And don't forget that the application happens at the branch. I mean, it's a lot better if you contact them on the phone or you go to the branch to apply. You could apply online, that's not a problem. If you are a member, if you are a Navy Fed member, you can apply online, but it's just a lot better to give the whole decision-making process to a live person as opposed to a robot, an algorithm, okay? And also you want to think about gathering your documents. I'm speaking about your personal tax returns, your personal bank statements, your financial statements, okay, your W-2s, your 1099s, all that kind of stuff. All right, folks, this is it for today's conversation. I was talking to you about the $100,000 Navy Fed Visa Signature Flagship Rewards Credit Card, how to seriously apply for this card and get approved with a minimum FICO score of 550. So I gave you some information about the overview, the eligibility, the extra criteria, the audience, the rewards, the benefits, and our pro tips. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll see you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.